Hello there, you beautiful people. Now in the last video you learned about the 3 core components to a bash script, and you even created and ran your very first script. Now we're going to take a look at some stylistic components that you can add into your bash script to make it look professional. In this video you're going to learn about adding comments to clarify your code, and how to add extra information to give your scripts a professional touch. By the end of this video you'll be able to create inline comments to clarify pieces of your code, add author information to claim the work as your own, add date information to let people know when the script was created and when it was modified, add description information to your scripts to let other people know what your script does, and add usage information to let other people know how to use your script. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm a big fan of learning one thing and being able to use it for multiple different purposes. So if you're like me, then you're going to love this lecture. The key thing we need to learn in this video is commenting. What is commenting, I hear you ask? Well, commenting is a general programming technique that allows you to add human-readable comments to your scripts. Unlike commands, comments are not meant to be read by the shell. They're meant to be read by the humans who are looking at your code. Essentially, comments are intended to clarify your script and make it easier for people to read and use, whether that be your colleague or yourself a few weeks later when you've completely forgotten how your script works. To help Bash know which lines are commands and which lines are comments, we need to start our comments with a special symbol. In Bash, we indicate comments with a hash symbol. When you start a line with a hash symbol, the shell knows that the line contains a comment, and it will simply skip that line and move on to the next one. The most common way of using commenting is to explain what certain sections of your code do. Now with our small script that we've developed, commenting might not be totally necessary. It's only one line after all. However, as we continue through the course, you'll begin to appreciate how good commenting can be a very helpful tool. To give an example, we can add a comment to our script like this. Now if we save the file, and then we run it, we can see that the comment is totally ignored by Bash, and the script runs just fine. Aside from explaining sections of our code, we can use comments to add some useful information that describe our script as a whole and make it look more professional. To make your script more professional, you can include 5 pieces of information. These are the author, the date of creation, the date the script was last modified, the script description, and the script usage. Firstly, let's discuss the author. This is simply your name. To add yourself as the author of the script, you would simply come up to the top below the blank line beneath the shebang line, and you'd then type a hash to indicate that the line is a comment, then a space, then type author with a colon, followed by a space, and then type your full name. So in my case, I type hash author Ziad Yahya, and this allows the future user of the script to know that I wrote it. Awesome. Our script now has an author, and the second piece of professional information that you can add is the script's date of creation. Here, you just write date created, and then type in today's date. The third piece of information is the date the script was last modified. Just like before, we'd start the line off with a hash to indicate that it's a comment, then type last modified, and then enter the date that we last worked on the script. You just need to remember to update this line whenever you modify the script so that people can know how old or how up to date the script actually is. Fourthly, you can put in a description of what the script does. This is really useful for jogging your memory or for easily getting someone up to speed on what the script does without forcing them to read the whole code first, which is really, really helpful. In our case, our script is just printing some text to the screen, so we can just type hash description, and then on a new line type prints "this is my first script" to the terminal. Because it can get quite long, it's usually a good idea to leave a blank line above and below the description section for readability purposes. Finally, we can enter in some usage details for our script. Usage information simply tells the user how to actually use the script, what they should type in their terminal to use it properly. Just like a man page or manual page for regular commands, we use the usage area to let our users know if the script takes any options or whether it requires any command line arguments and so on. Our script is actually very simple to run, so we'll just write our usage information like this. We'll first put a hash, then write usage, and then on a new line, we'll write our first script, again leaving a blank line above and below the usage section for readability. As a side note, with more complicated scripts, you might need more advanced usage information, just like how you get in the synopsis section for a man page. If you're interested, I've put a link in the resources section to the official standards on how to structure usage information for complex commands, but reading that is totally optional. And that's it. We now have 5 really cool pieces of information that help make our scripts look super professional. Great job. Hey, you're starting to look like a bash scripting pro already. So in this video, you learned how to add comments to your scripts to clarify your code, as well as how to add 5 pieces of information to your scripts to make them super professional. The script's author, creation date, last modified date, description, and usage. So now that you know all 3 components of a bash script, and how to structure your bash scripts professionally, in the next video, we're going to have a quick discussion about security, and then you'll have a challenge to write your own bash script independently. Once again, very, very, very well done. You're making loads of progress in such a short amount of time, and I'll see you in the next video.